Well, Randy, I like to start from a very simple analysis. I hear our government tell us all the time that there was a global crisis that affected everybody.
Yes.
That's what they tell us. Global crisis affected everybody. And yet they go to other countries to seek help. If the global crisis really affected everybody, those countries you go to seek help, did the global crisis affect them? I mean, I can't understand. There's a global crisis which affects everybody, and yet others are doing well. Others are doing so well that they can help you out of your problem. Something that I've struggled to understand, and I've not been able to understand up to today.
Is what?
This thing that the COVID and so on affected everybody. And yet they are going to other persons, other countries, in order to seek help.
Because we were worse off.
So then it didn't affect everybody with equal measure.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It happened, but we were worse off.
Okay.
Yeah, people were prepared. Others weren't prepared.
Yeah. Not just prepared. People handled it better.
True.
Than
To a point, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, to a point.
So that is why we go to them for assistance. So I think we should stop saying that thing about...
just a quick point before you continue.
Can I finish?
Okay, sure. All right.
Please, can I finish? So that's one point. And then you see, sometimes when our leaders are talking to us, I think they assume that really, I mean, we are dummies. Because listen to the finance minister talk. He says inflation has been reduced to 20-something% and so. Fine. What is inflation? Inflation is the rate at which prices rise. The rate at which prices rise. So if inflation is reduced to 20-something%, it simply means that it is continuing to rise. So that when KK moves from 5 cities, from 50 pesos to 5 cities, and inflation is rising at 22%, it means that the price of KK is still going to go up. When petroleum prices are increased by over 300% over a period, and the rate of inflation is still 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, whatever it is, it means that the price of petroleum products are still going to go up. Okay? So what we are being told is that, hey, all your prices are still going to go up. The prices are going to go up. It's going to kick into your pocket. Your life is still going to be miserable. That's direct statement from the finance minister. Now, the other thing that...
Now, we see that 22%.
If you allow me.
Yes, the increment. All I'm saying is that your price is increasing by 22%. It's way better than by 50%.
But it's still increasing. But hold on, I'm going to make another point which will buttress what I'm saying.
All right.
Why? The other question is that who took inflation to 50-something%? You come, through your mismanagement, you've taken inflation to 50-something%. You've reduced it to 22, which is still higher than the inflation rate you met in office. And you say you are doing well. How can you say that? How can you say that? How can anybody say that? You came and took inflation, bam, to 50-something%. And then you claim that you have reduced it to 22%. Why should we be clapping for you?
Because we're seeing a downward trend.
You created the problem in the first place.
Yes.
You haven't completely solved the problem you created.
He says, I'm solving. This is the evidence. We're going down. So he says, if you vote for me December 7, it will become single digit. We'll end the year 15, and the following year we'll do single digits.
Following year, will they be in office?
Yeah, he says if they win the election, then they'll do single digits. Yes, that's what he said.
If they win. If they win. But see, this is the situation. The current problems that our government claims to be solving are problems that the government itself created. No doubt at all. They themselves created, these problems which they claim, to be resolving. Now, for me, there are other things too which are very important. Look, until recently, we're not paying all our debts. Not just that. We're not also paying the interest on the debts. So, if at the time when you are not paying your debts, you are not paying the interest on your debt and so on, your economic indicators improve. How can you be clapping for yourself? The question we have to be asking is that when we start paying these debts, when we start meeting our obligations, what will the figures be when we start meeting these obligations? That is the critical question. The question is not what the figures are today, because there are many factors influencing the figures today. So we should be asking ourselves what will happen when we really start meeting all of our obligations. Then the other question that for me is important is that what are the fundamental problems of the Ghanaian economy, which is leading to high inflation, which is leading to slow growth, and so on? What are the fundamental problems? And if we identify the fundamental problems, then we can come to talk about whether the solutions we are putting forward today are going to work or they are not going to work. The major fundamental problem of the Ghanaian economy is that it's a neo-colonial economy. It's an economy in which the people of Ghana have no control over their resources. It's an economy in which the people of Ghana do not exploit their resources for their own benefit. It's an economy which has been hijacked in order to make others in the colonial metropolis and elsewhere more comfortable and our people discomfortable. That is the problem. So what are the measures which are being taken in order to address the state of the Ghanaian economy? I don't see any. So we cannot be talking about solutions. We cannot be applauding ourselves today because we are not tackling the fundamental problems of the Ghanaian economy. Now, the Minister of Finance says that we should forgive them. We should forgive them. The ground is hard, the economy is tough, and so on. And that we should forgive them. What does that mean? Forgive them? Now, all of a sudden, we are in some moral class, of forgiveness of sins, and so on. What does that mean?
Because are we not the same people who say that government officials don't show remorse? They are not apologizing to us for all what they've done to us. They are not showing remorse. They are being cocky and arrogant even after doing all these things to us. Now, they show remorse and they are apologizing. We say no.
I have never asked any government official to show remorse and apologize.
Okay.
I have never done that. Because if we're in the business of apologizing and accepting apologies and so on, why did we then vote Mahama out? We could have forgiven him. We could have forgiven Mahama. If we forgive governments which come and mess us up, we could have forgiven everybody. It's not about forgiveness. If you come and you are incapable of performing the task and achieving results for us, we show you the door. You move out. It's not about forgiveness. You remember 2008 it was. I think it was 2008. When leading members of the government went around the country kneeling down before fishermen and begging and so on. What happened? They said no, they kicked them out. So it's not about begging for forgiveness. It's about developing the capacity to solve the concrete problems that confront our people and achieving results. It's not about forgiveness at all. That plea for forgiveness, please put it somewhere else. We are not in a monastery. We are in a country. We are in a country, people expect results. Do you know what is happening to people? You know what is happening to people? You find a family, a man and his wife, with 3 children. His monthly income is 500 cedis. That's a death sentence. And then you sentence somebody like that to death through your incompetence and mismanagement and so on, and you turn around and say, please forgive me for sentencing you to death. What do you mean? Also, that statement by the finance minister, we should throw it away completely. It's not worthy of consideration.
Why?
Randy, you saw those pensioners who trooped to the Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
Did you hear them?
Yes.
Some of them were 80 years old, some of them were 75 years old and so on. They've reached a period in their life when they need money to stay alive, to buy drugs. to pay for hospital and so on. You deprive them. It's a sentence of death.
So,
and then you turn around and say you should be forgiven. Forgiven for what?
So the point the finance minister is making is that, but for these tough, difficult decisions, which has led to all the discomfort and problems and all that, there was no way this economy could rebound.
Has the economy rebound? That's the point I'm making.
No, it's
First of all, I'm saying that the economy has not rebounded.
No.
The economy has not turned any corner. Secondly, when you talk about the difficult situation and so on, it is self-imposed. Randy, it is self-imposed. It is the managers of the economy who impose these conditions on us. You have been talking about the Bank of Ghana and how much money it printed, leading to massive inflation. That is self-imposed.
Yeah.
That is self-imposed. If you ask the Bank of Ghana,
against
all the rules, against the regulations and so on, to print so much money and pump it into the economy,
worst part is that
what do you expect?
Whilst you are printing that, then you hold a press conference on monetary policy, whatever, and tell us how easing down on your strategies will ease the thing down, inflationary pressures and all that. You were not telling us that this was how much money you were printing into the system and giving to government.
Exactly.
Extremely dishonest.
Exactly.